Sitting in her class is grazed by a bullet during a shootout that happened on the street last week outside Dunbar High School.
And just 2 weeks before that, 5 high schoolers were shot during a senior skip day party at a Greenbelt park. These are just 2 of just several recent violent incidents involving youth in the DMV. This Teacher Appreciation Week, we're speaking with those on the front lines helping our kids.
Only on 7 News, Megan Clarke met with Quinn Flowers, who's been a social worker for 17 years, 12 of those at Roosevelt High School in D.C. Megan?
To ask how kids are grappling with things like crime and their mental health. 2023 saw explosive and sometimes deadly behaviors from youth across the DMV and nation. Quinn, what types of challenges are students experiencing and dealing with?
Crime is actually one of the most challenges that we see, either directly or indirectly. On their way to school, on their way, from school, having to navigate that has been a huge challenge.
Sometimes crime breaching school walls. Just last week, a student grazed by a bullet while sitting in her world history class inside DC's Dunbar High School. The shooting playing out on the street outside.
A lot of our students seem to be very much unfazed. And they don't realize how it has directly impacted them, almost like they're become numb to the situation. So if you ask them directly, like, how are you doing? How are you feeling because of this? They'll say, oh, I'm okay. Oh, I'm good. So, they really are numb to the situation because it happens so often, which is really sad. Some other students, for instance, are very concerned with their safety. And sometimes they become too preoccupied with that, and then they develop some kind of anxious behaviors around that as well.
What are some of the mental health challenges?
Depression, anxiety. It could be even just testing anxiety or something a little bit more grand. Also too, self-harming behaviors like suicide ideation and attempts have been on a rise. I don't have the answer to exactly what it is or what causes it, but it does exist. So we all have moments that bring us, down. And I think that it's just trying to figure out how to manage those feelings so it won't, become something greater.
Some pointing the finger at social media. DC's Attorney General suing multiple platforms, accusing them of adding to youth depression and ideas of self-harm. Several Maryland counties have as well. Other states like Florida trying to set age limits for kids online. Across the DMV, school systems also working to fight truancy.
We are trying our best at the school level to engage our students, making them want to learn, making them interested in the topics that are discussed in the classroom that's relatable to them, so they could have a buy-in. So not to say that it's an easy fix, by all means, it's not, and that's something that we continue to work on.
Flowers says there's always a need for more resources, like more mental health professionals at schools and more community support at home. What's maybe a trend that you see that needs to change in the family structure?
I think when we're all on the same page, everything flows smoothly. So the teachers having communication with families, families having communication with teachers and social workers and administrators, it goes all hand in hand. There's transparency, there's honesty, and with that, you get the needed support for our families.
We ended our conversation with this question: are youth in crisis?
I think that there are moments where our youth are in crisis. I don't believe that they're in crisis all the time, but I think that there are some moments that they do need extra support and services. And when that does happen, just to be, open to receive those services and take away the stigma when it comes to mental health.
Our talk just scratched the surface of the work school staff do. Flowers says the positive here is that youth are reaching out and they are aware there are resources available to get them the help that they need. Reporting in studio, Megan Clarke, 7 News.
Our continuing coverage of the